Welcome to another video from Cardboard East. My name's Jay. I play board games from Asia and share what I find with all of you. Buck yourself in because we're going to Germany. The beginning of October is an exhilarating time because you have Oktoberfest in Germany, but also you have the world's largest board game convention, and that is Spiel. It takes place every year in a little tiny town called Essen in the middle of Germany. In this video, I'm going to talk about my top 10 board games from Asia that will be at Spiel this year. Now, there is a caveat to that, and that these games must be listed on the Board Game Geek Spiel 24 preview. If you're not familiar with Board Game Geek, it's known as BGG. It is the Wikipedia of board games. If you go to BGG, you'll find everything you ever want to know about any board game ever made. And there are quite a few on there. Some of them are very old, some of them are brand spanking new, some of them are just very obscure print and plays. Once a year, they do a preview list of all the new games that will be attending at Spiel. All the games that I'll be talking about today are from that list. These are games that I own or that I've already played, and I know that all of them are bangers. Now, in no particular order, I've ordered this list to go from hall to hall. So we're gonna go to hall 2, 3, 4, and then hall 5. That way, if this is your only list that you're gonna be using to buy games from Asia, well then you just go from hall to hall to hall, and then you're good to go. Here we go at number 10, in no particular order, Ito. Ito, yes, Ito. Ito is by far one of the best party games to ever come out of Japan. The fact that it wasn't in my top 100 is a crime against gamership, and I do apologize about that. Now, you don't have to get this one. This one will be at Arcane Wonders, booth 2E310. Arcane Wonders did something really interesting, is that they had this idea that they were offered this game for an international release, and they decided, you know, no. What makes more sense is that you break this up, and you have one person do the English, one person do the German, one person do the Italian. You break it up by language and by culture, because some of the cue cards in here work for one culture, but don't necessarily work for another. This is one of the party games where you'll learn something about all the players at the table, guaranteed every single time. How it works is that there are 99 cards in here, going from 1 to 99. And the idea is that you're going to take one card and give it to each player. And then there's going to be some sort of category. And this is where I talked about where the cultural theme comes in. So it could be something like, if it's a 0, it's a red flag. And 100 is you're going to marry that person. So 0 might be, you know, a severed head in the refrigerator. 100 could be, is there to give you hugs and kisses every day and tell you how amazing you are. You know, the big whole shebang. Or, you know, $10 million in a trust fund. But you're never going to get like card 1 or card 99. You're usually going to get cards somewhere like, you know, 55 or 47. So I got 47. What's a red flag, but not too much of a red flag? I would say eats mayonnaise at almost every meal. You know, not necessarily a game breaker, but something there. And someone else might say something like, you know, wears blue jean shorts. You know? Or has an obsession with Mario. So now you're going to take these things and try to put them in the correct order of where you think they are. And then once everyone has played their card and you've talked about this in order, you're going to flip over the cards and see if you're right or you're wrong. That's it. That's the game. And it's hilarious. But whatever culture that you live in, definitely get the Ito of that version. This is the English version, so definitely go to 2E310 Arcane Wonders and pick up Ito. Number 9, once again, in no particular order, go to 2E315, just a little bit down the way, Jelly Games, and you'll get Minecart Town. Now, I already did a whole video about this, and people have backed this. It is currently on Kickstarter. I believe it's going to end soon. Now, you're probably saying, whoa. It's on Kickstarter. Why is it releasing at Essen? Well, the Kickstarter is mostly used for international marketing and to get it to ship out internationally. They'll do a Spiel pickup as well, I believe. Don't hold me to that. But this game is just, go watch that video, hear me talking about this. I'll put a link down below. But it's basically a pick up and deliver game without picking up. You're just delivering. And you're creating this automated VP scoring machine. And it's like, yes, give me victory points, because I think this is a great light game. It takes place in like under an hour for sure, usually 30 minutes or so. And then you have this great, super thinky tile laying game. Really dig this game. Number 8, once again, in no particular order. You went to 310, you went to 315, and now you're going to 2E350. No, I'm sorry, 2E330 for Wonderful World board games, and to pick up Lone Wolves. Woo! This game's really good. 2-player, trick-taking, area control, phenomenal game. This is so good. Now, there is a little bit of a problem with the main board, where once you unfold it out, it has these like little peaks here, and you can't get it to flatten out evenly. But I was able to flatten mine out without breaking it, because I know some people have broken it. But the one that's going to go to Spiel, I believe, they have fixed that problem and made it a little bit thinner, so that way it'll flatten out a little bit more easily. But be that as it may, I made a whole video about this. Definitely check that video out. I definitely strongly recommend this. One of the best 2-player games I played in a very long time, and that is Lone Wolves. Number 7. Once again, in no particular order, we're still in Hall 2. So you went to 310, 315, 330, and now you're going to go to 2E610 Synapse Games, and you're going to pick up, that's right, you're going to pick up, Yokohama. Because Yokohama, is the highest rated board game from Japan on BGG. This is the new version of Yokohama, and I gotta tell you, like, I did a whole video about this. This game is amazing. Now, it's been out of print for a very long time, so people won't have a chance to get it. If you haven't gotten it yet, definitely go there, grab it. You will not regret it at all, because this is a phenomenal game. It is the birth of the Meiji Restoration, where Japan is slowly becoming westernized, not slowly, rapidly becoming Japanized, and therefore you are there as an entrepreneur in Yokohama, making deals, moving all over town. There's this great little logistics puzzle that you have to do. You have all these little tiny workers and a big CEO. Now you're gonna take these little tiny workers, sprinkle them around Yokohama, and then your big CEO is gonna walk the path of these little workers there, land into place, take an action, depending on how many other little assistants are there, how many buildings you have there, and therefore, as you play the game, more and more places get more and more buildings, get more and more of your assistants, so your actions are more and more powerful, and you're just doing all these fun, weird combinations, getting resources, fulfilling contracts, putting people into government, putting people at the church, and hopefully you are the most influential person in the town of Yokohama. Just talking about this game makes me want to play it. Number 6, once again, in no particular order, we are now leaving Hall 2, on the way to Hall 3. We're going to go to 3F113 Moongate Design, and you're going to pick up Panda Spin. Yeah, I don't have the game. I'm sorry. I just wanted to I apologize. But Panda Spin is designed by Carl Chudik. You know Carl Chudik, who made the second greatest card game of all time. And that is, it's right here, Glory to Rome. Now, let's see. Now, Panda Spin is a ladder climbing, shedding game. And you're going to get these cards that are going to be kind of like tarot-sized cards. They're pretty big, whopping cards. Now, the big twist of this game is that when you play cards into a trick, obviously it's got to be higher than the previous one played, just like any ladder climbing game. But if you lose, you take your card back into your hand and you flip it over. Because yeah, the cards are double-sided. And the bottom one is always a much better version than the top. So you're gonna have to lose cards on purpose. So you're gonna play cards to get the lead. And when you get the lead, you're gonna leave with something low. Therefore, you're gonna lose, get that card back, and flip it over to something strong. And it's really fascinating. Now, there are a lot of rules for this game. So the first time you play, it's going to be a little difficult. It's one of the heaviest ladder climbing trick-taking games I've played. But I think once you get past that initial play, you're going to find a game that will be worth exploring, like a lot of Carl Chudik games. And that was Panda Spin. Woo! Now, I realized that we went to Hall 2, we went to Hall 3, but before you leave Hall 2, please stop by booth 2D620. That is a Bezier Games booth. That's where I'll be, and I'll be there for all the spiel. Please stop by, say hi. I will not be in many meetings. If you see me talking to someone, don't hesitate to interrupt. That's fine. I'll let you know if it's not the right time. But just go, interrupt, say hi, be like, hey, Jay, be like, hey, what's up? I love games, but I love gamers more. And I love getting the chance to meet with people and talk about the show, what they saw, games that they got. I would love to hear your story and your journey about where you are and what games you've tried in your Asian board game journey. Because man, oh man, this journey for me has just been wild. And I would love to hear what amazing treasures you found along your way. Moving on to number 5. Once again, in no particular order, we have left Hall 2, Hall 3, and now we're at Hall 4, and we're going to go to 4C, 431, Explore, number 8, Explorates booth, and you can pick up Robo Trick because Robo Trick is one of the best cute little trick-taking games out there. It is a 3-player trick-taking game, not 2, not 4, 3, only 3. But the 4th player is Robo Rick or Robot Rick. It's Robo Trick. You know, I forgot the actual name. They gave the name the robot, but it doesn't matter because everyone calls him Robot Rick now because of Taylor. You did that, Taylor. You did that to me. And the robot, there are all these different cards in here. The robot's going to be programmed a certain way. So it's really fascinating when you play the game and you can see the robot. You can know what card to play and how the robot is going to play as a result of the cards that you played. And sometimes you're going to play in a certain way to, you know, screw over the other people in the game and give them negative points. Sometimes you're going to give yourself positive points. So it's a real fascinating system to explore, and I think it's very, very clever to use. But it only plays 3 players. But if you're a big trick-taking fan, then getting 2 other people to play a trick-taking game with you shouldn't be too difficult. And you can't go wrong with Robot Rick, Robo Trick. Number 4, once again, in no particular order, we're still in Hall 4. We're going to go to 4J420, which is the Taiwan Board Game Design booth, and you're going to pick up Formosa Tea 2nd edition. Now, I did a whole video on this game. This is one of my favorite games of all time, one of my wife's favorite games of all time, and I got to tell you, like the 2nd edition, I didn't want it to be better than the 1st edition, but yeah, it's better than the 1st edition. 2nd edition, all the way. Get it at the Taiwan Board Game Design booth. You are one of the leading families making tea in Taiwan, and you'll be fulfilling orders, picking up certain tea, making certain tea, steaming the tea, getting rid of all the moisture from the leaves, so that way you have higher quality tea, and everybody can fill even better contracts, make more money, gain more influence, and you're playing throughout centuries, decades of time. As you see, I don't know, you have these event cards. There are actual things that happen in the history of Taiwan's tea making industry. You get to play as characters who are real people from Taiwan's history. And it's just so fascinating to see a game that has a strong theme and gameplay integration. Few have done it better than this. This is, in my opinion, a phenomenal game. Nice, middle of the road, midweight game. I adore it. Formosa Tea, 2nd edition, definitely pick it up. We now leave Hall 4 to Hall 5 for the final 3. Number 3, once again, in no particular order, we're going to go to the Essen booth, 5C111, and you're going to pick up, you're going to pick up Tokyo Highway Rainbow City. This is the definitive version of Tokyo Highway. And if you haven't played Tokyo Highway, this is a game where it doesn't look like you're playing a game. It's just, it makes interactive art and gamifies it. And it's amazing. Now, why this is the definitive version, you can watch my video on how I explain about that, where I talk about all these things. All the popsicle sticks now have these little rubber stamps on them, so they are a little bit more stable when you place them. You have cars that you put onto the highway, depending on if your highway goes above or below other people's highways. And the cars themselves are now made out of this eraser material, so they stick to the popsicles even more. But even better is that now you have towers that you build around the city, and depending on how you build around them, you'll score different points. And there are also these little landmarks now that are on the table, and depending on if you put a ramp into one of those landmarks at a certain time or a certain way, you'll score even more points. This is the way Tokyo Highway was always meant to be, and now it finally is. And I gotta tell you, this is a fantastic game. One of the best games to ever come out of Japan. I would definitely strongly recommend it. And when you're at Eden, check out all their other games. Also, Sashi is going to be there. Definitely check out his stuff because his stuff is Perfection. Number 2, once again, in no particular order, go to the All Play booth at 5F211 and pick up Prey. Now, Prey is a very, very smooth, approachable trick-taking game. It is part of their new tiny box line. Now, these go for 10 US. I'm not sure what they'll go for in euros, maybe 10 euros. I'm not entirely sure. Now, while I do like the whole entire tiny line, I definitely think Prey is probably my favorite. I think the reason is that it's a very simple trick-taking game. It's the first person to get to 2 points wins. You must follow, no trump. You play 6 tricks, and then you gotta take your hand, flip it over, and there'll be a different set of values, and then you play 6 more tricks. First person to get to 2 points wins the game. Pretty simple. Like I taught you the game there. I did a whole video on this, so definitely check that out. But the simple wrinkles there just make this game really fast, fun, and approachable. And you wouldn't think that like flipping your hand upside down for the second half of the hand wouldn't be that much of a deal, but it really changes things a lot. Usually if I'm going to lose a trick, like someone leads with like a 12, so I know I'm going to lose, I must follow. Usually I'll play my lowest of that suit, thinking again I'm going to lose it anyway, so that way I can keep the higher cards. But that's not necessarily the case in Prey because of the Prey value, because you have Predator and then Prey. First 6 tricks are Predators, second 6 tricks are Prey. And maybe my lowest card in Predator style is the highest in Prey. And so therefore I don't want to get rid of that. Maybe I'll give out another card. So there's this, you're planning on doing when you're losing tricks, you're also cultivating that final 6 card hand. That way you can match your bid, which is, man, such a simple rule set, but a good amount of decisions at an extremely affordable price. Prey is just a phenomenal find. Number 1, in no particular order, still in Hall 5, go to 5H410 Pluto Games booth and pick up magic number 11. Oh, this game! I am addicted to this game right now. Like, I'm addicted to this game. I don't want to stop playing it because I absolutely adore it. Now, if you like football/soccer, then this is the game for you. I don't even like soccer or football that much, but this 1v1 game that is a soccer match, I'm fully captivated by it. I just can't stop playing it. Not only is the scoreboard has like those little piccolated dots, so it looks like a scoreboard. It's amazing. It's also a low-scoring game, like football actually is. Guess how many halves there are in the game? 2, just like that. Yeah, there are penalty kicks. You could tackle someone. There's so much that you could do with this game. There's this great covered little card play that you do to kind of build up steam and power to like, that way you're driving the ball down the field, so that way you can play more cards when you're on the offense. Brilliant. There's a way to maybe you're playing defensively a little bit, and so you're drawing more cards. You're drafting all-star players. You get to draft players in this game, and you put people out, and you could sub people in. Like they made all these thematical choices, and they integrate so well into the game. I don't know. Like there's just this game that I love the back and forth in this game, and I strongly recommend you pick this up because it's a big game experience that's here, and it only plays in like 40 minutes. That's it. And after you play this, you're probably going to want to play it again because why not? Now, these are the top 10 games that I have played that'll be at Spiel that are also on the BGG Spiel 24 list. But there are about 140 other games that I haven't played that are going to Spiel from Asia. Now, I'm going to be doing a series of videos. I'm probably going from hall to hall to hall. Hall 6, Hall 5, Hall 4, Hall 3, Hall 2. And talking about all the games in that hall and the games that I would recommend that you definitely go check out. So make sure you like and subscribe, therefore you don't miss that series of videos. Liking and subscribing also helps the channel grow. If you want to help the channel grow even more, please consider joining our Patreon. Once again, my name's Jay. I play board games from Asia and share what I find with all of you. I'm going to put a link up here to a video that I think you'll enjoy. See you there.